guys, Samurai here, back in with another video, and today I'm finally here to time that on the Pele starter winners. I know you guys have been waiting a while, and I can't wait to end this series too. But without any further ado, let's get started with what if Ash caught Hisuian Decidueye. But before that, I need to talk about the other two what ifs. They play a very important part in this what if, as the Pokemon in there will be appearing in here. So if you haven't watched them already, I recommend go watching them. They're probably in the iCard somewhere. So let's get started. But before that, we need to... For those who don't know, near the end of Sun and Moon, Rowlet ended up swallowing an Everstone, this cementing the fact that he wasn't going to evolve. And let's just say some people weren't happy. I'm one of those people who weren't happy. I think the best place, if he was going to evolve, would be the How Much in the league. Since How and his Decidueye were already built up to be pretty strong rivals and evolve, while it wouldn't evolve the same way Litten did, the battle it would have with Decidueye would still be incredibly tough and incredibly fun to see. I feel like this is the moment where instead of using Feather Dance and falling asleep, even though like I get that was supposed to be a joke, but it was really stupid, and now I'm getting off topic. But back on topic, it would have a battle with Decidueye in the league, and this battle would be very tough on Rowlet's end. It would still follow the same way it did where they used the Z-moves to begin, so the match wouldn't be cheap-shotted, I guess. But the match would be really intense for Rowlet, and it would be on its back footing. But this is where Rowlet would use Overgrow, and it would use Overgrow to help it evolve, rather than to boost its moves. It would evolve into Dartrix, and it would get a lot more stronger. I already believe that Ash's Rowlet was at the same level as Decidueye in canon, so this would only just put it one step above Decidueye, if that makes sense. This allows Rowlet to get the win, and to progress Ash into the next round, without falling asleep. Speaking of the falling asleep trait, Rowlet slowly loses that. Dartrix will still fall asleep from time to time, but it won't do it in important battles, like it should have done in canon. Now we can skip to the end of Sun and Moon. Nothing will really change, as I like the end of Sun and Moon, and I think it's best if we keep it the same way it was. We can pretty much skip to after Sun and Moon, but a little before Journeys. We see Ash bringing his Alola Pokemon back from Professor Kukui's lab to train with his old Pokemon. However, this is where he gets a message from Tracy telling him to come to the Sevi Islands, as there's two people who desperately want to meet him and give him a battle. Ash, without little delay, dashes over to the Sevi Islands. He goes to meet the mystery strangers. When he gets there, Tracy welcomes him to the Sevi Islands and explains that it's a lot like the Orange Archipelago. He's saying that he's been studying here since Ash was in Unova, and now that he's a champion, this stranger along with his nephew really wants to give him a battle. Ash is very excited to face these strangers that Tracy says are pretty strong. Before they can even reach them, an attack on the island happens. This is led by Team Rocket, and the elite Archer, executive admin, whatever you want to call him, Archer is leading this operation. Archer is joined by the other executive admins, being Proton, Ariana, and Petro. Ash has met Proton and Petro before, so he's well acquainted with who these people are. They're here on the island to catch the legendary Pokemon Moltres. This Moltres in particular has been shown to be quite powerful and quite ruthless with its opponents. So Ash clearly makes his way onto there, as he knows if Team Rocket's involved, there's no good to be had there. While on his way there, they come across many grunts trying to prohibit their access to the canyon where Moltres is. This is where they meet the two strangers finally. These two strangers being Alder, the Unova champion, along with his nephew. He's his nephew in this continuity because Alder is shown to be a bit younger, so Benga's his nephew and not his grandson. Just an update. They're shown to be fighting some grunts, and they're doing it with extreme ease. Alder using his Pokemon like Volcarona, Crocodile, and Braviary are just wailing on them, along with Benga and his Gibble. They're doing an incredible job of nailing out the grunts, and Ash comes there to join them. Alder and Ash get reacquainted, and Alder introduces him to his nephew, Benga. Benga is incredibly amazed to see Ash, the Alola champion, as he was front and center watching the Alola League. While Ash says thank you for the compliments, they still gotta focus on dealing with Team Rocket. They make their way closer to the canyon, however this is when they get ambushed by a bunch of grunts this time. But this is where Tracy reveals that he has a newly evolved Scizor. Scizor quickly deals with most of them, but they are getting overwhelmed. Benga helps out, but Benga instructs Alder and Ash to head up to the canyon to help deal with Moltres. This is where Ash and Alder have to face off against Petrol and Proton in a double battle. Alder sends out Volcarona, and Ash sends out Hisuian Samurott. With Hisuian Samurott gotta win attitude, it quickly knocks them both out. While Alder inquires about this being his Oshawott that he had in Unova, Ash says trust him. Ash tells him that him and Samurai understand each other now, and Samurai's under control. They make their way up to the canyon, and they have to face off against more grunts in double and triple battles. However, they finally make it up there, and this is when it's revealed that the other two members that they brought along to help out against this raid battle against Moltres have been knocked out. It turns out the reason why this Moltres has been so ruthless with its opponents is because this Moltres has become an alpha Pokemon. This is one of the results of when Proton used Celebi and caused a Chrono Crisis. Basically, what had happened was, the world reverted to around 200 years ago when the region of Hisui was the most dominant Pokemon region, which results in a lot of Pokemon having some effects, which means some Pokemon would be Hisuian variants of their usual forms. This also applies for Moltres. While it doesn't have a Hisuian variant, it became an alpha Pokemon after things went back to normal. An alpha Pokemon in today's age isn't so easily controlled. Ash says this reminds him of the totem Pokemon of the Alola region, but that's as much as he knows about it. Alder realizes that they have to team up with Archer and Ariana if they want to take it down, or else it's just going to be further enraged and cause more damage to the surrounding area. This is where Ash teams up with Team Rocket for one of the upbeat times. However, it's not Jesse and James. They each send out one of their Pokemon. Ash uses Dartrix, Alder uses Braviary, Archer uses Crobat, and Ariana uses Honchkrow. It's a very intense battle for everybody. Even Alder, somebody who's a champion, is on the back seat. And this is the first time they have to face an alpha Pokemon. The alpha Pokemon isn't just attacking their Pokemon, it's attacking them, so they have to focus on dodging as well. Nobody can make a clean shot to throw a Pokeball, so it's almost impossible to catch at this point. However, this is when Dartrix, becoming more physical than ever, decides to evolve into Hisuian Decidueye. Dartrix uses its new physical moves to put the edge on Moltres. With Moltres being knocked out of its frenzy state thanks to Decidueye, it flies away from the Sevi Islands in hopes of finding a more peaceful place to rest. This is when Archer reveals that he's still gonna take Ash's rare Pokemon that he saw, being Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Samurott, and Hisuian Decidueye. Ash isn't having this, and he sends out all of his Hisuian Pokemon in a triple battle against Archer. Meanwhile, Alder is fighting Ariana. It's a very intense battle to say the least. However, with Typhlosion and Samurott's experience along with Decidueye's new physical type moves, they're able to get the win against Archer. Archer tells Team Rocket to retreat for now, but saying that they're going to be keeping a very close watch on Ash and getting his Hisuian Pokemon and putting it on their priority list. With the threat of Team Rocket neutralized, they can all finally go back to having a battle. So after a quick stop at the Pokemon Center and a quick rest, Ash and Alder can finally have a 3-on-3 battle. For this battle, Ash decides to use Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Samurott, and Hisuian Decidueye. Alder is very excited to see Ash's new Pokemon and his skill and his advancements ever since the Best Wishes series. The battle is fun and intense at the same time. Ash is truly enjoying himself. He feels like he's battling an Alola again because of how much fun he's having. Alder feels the exact same way, as Alder shows Ash what it truly means to be a champion and shows off some exceptional moves and strength, but due to Ash's unorthodox battling style, he's able to get the edge up. It comes to a point where the last two Pokemon are Hisuian Samurott and Volcarona, and with Hisuian Samurott using Torrent on full effect with its gotta win mentality, they're able to pull away with the win. Alder is incredibly impressed by Ash and his growth in the last couple of years, or months, or however long the anime timeline is, I'm not sure, but he's incredibly impressed with Ash's growth and decides to maybe retire being champion and maybe hand the champion title over to Ash. Ash denies this champion title as he hasn't been the Elite Four, but he would love to battle against Benga and Alder one day in a full 6v6 battle. Alder says that's a good idea, and this is when they part ways. And that's the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a little while to record. But yeah, this is the end of the PLA starter what is. Let me know if you guys would like part 2s to these videos. I don't know what I would do. Probably another original plot like I did with the first videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And Samurai out.